Welcome to Malvern and a look at what Morgan is bringing out later in 2021. Normally I'd be delivering this film from a big hall in Geneva, but considering the world is still a cauldron of viruses, shielding, masks and TikTok dances, I'm here at the new Morgan Experience Centre and the Morgan Works Malvern dealership. If you're in the area, come down and have a look at the facility. The new building is pretty plush. There's a new restaurant and museum, the archive room. However, cars, the thing we're actually here to see. This is more of an overview. We're going to go more in depth on a couple of these cars in their own films a little later on. So consider this an amuse-bouche for Morgan's model year 2022 lineup. You see, these days Morgan is releasing its updates incrementally, year on year, rather than on the sly as and when they're ready. Essentially, Morgan's doing what everyone else is doing.
Both the Plus 6 and Plus 4 have been updated side by side. That means they share a few new traits. It's not just the sub 100 kilo CX platform and BMW sourced turbocharged motor these days, but a whole heap more.
Both cars now get a new folding hood. This new roof is easier to raise, lower and stow. New seals around the door edges equip it with better weather protection and sound deadening. The keen-eyed amongst you will also notice that the edges of the roof are a lot shorter, which should make life easier.
If you like making noise, you'll probably enjoy the new optional active exhaust system. Active bypass valves are opened in sport mode on automatic cars and Sport Plus on manual cars. The noise comes out of polished silver or black pipes, depending on your preference.
For those of you with precious gear to store while parked, there's now an optional lockable storage box available for the rear stowage space. It doesn't impinge on any existing seating or luggage room, but it means there's an extra barrier between your important stuff and sticky-fingered people with swag bags.
Finally, all Morgan models will now come with a fresh take on the Morgan wing badging, front and rear. It's the first time the badge has been tweaked in over a decade, so this marks something of a shift for Malvern's finest.
What about the changes to the individual cars? Well, the Plus 4 now gets a comfort seat as standard with the option to upgrade to a Comfort Plus seat. Also, the 4 later in the summer will benefit from a selection of Motor-Lita steering wheels. The Plus 6 now comes with Comfort Plus seating as standard for softer, comfier cruising.
That's what's changing with Morgan's core models, but there's a tiny elephant in the room, the three-wheeler. Well, here's Project 101. It's the last of the three-wheelers as we know it. Only 33 will be built, and they're all spoken for. A shame, but the three-wheeler's 2-litre S&S V-twin no longer meets type approval, so it is time for a change. What that change is remains to be seen. They won't tell me what's next, no matter how much I ask.
Here's what makes the P101 so special. The single-leaf tonneau cover and aero disc wheels. They hark back to the EV3 electric concept from a few years ago, and they look pretty cool. The driver's side, the cockpit, only comes with a teeny tiny fly screen to keep wind, rain, bugs and dropped jaws out of your eyes. It's got straight cut exhausts, white on the left, black on the right, and they should wake the neighbours because, well, the famed wobbly 2-litre V-twin is the thing providing the soundtrack. Up front, a set of Hella spotlights should help you see where you're going. On the rest of the car, there are loads of louvres, exposed rivet details, and there's a selection of decals to help the final three-wheelers look just so. That was a gentle preview of what's to come from Morgan in 2021. In separate films, I'll be taking a closer look at Pluses 6 and 4 and having a natter with Morgan's head of design, Jonathan Wells, about the future. For more from Malvern, keep your eyes on Morgan's social channels.